Warning, there are profanity, topics, and other opinions that could offend you. Please watch and or listen at your own risk, and enjoy the show. Hey guys, I'm RDiK, old school duelist, everyone in hell, and welcome back to another episode of the Voidcast. I totally just might as well peek the microphone, but I haven't done an episode in a while. I've recorded maybe like 2 or 3, but I've never edited them or uploaded them. So this will be the official next episode of the following previous episode. This episode's probably going to be a little longer because there are some things that I want to talk about in this episode. There will not be an Overwatch League, esports moment, just because there's quite a few things I really want to talk about. We got a total of 5 topics I'm talking about today, which is really cool. One of them is a quick, simple topic, and the other 4 are big topics that I wanted to talk about, and one of them I actually did have an entire episode to, but it's just, I didn't redo it. I didn't edit or upload it. So, and besides, after recording it, I thought about it to myself, some of the things I said. I just didn't like it. Like some other things popped in my head afterwards, but we'll jump into it when I get there. We got stuff about the SNES Classic. We got stuff about Nintendo being sued. We got stuff about the Nintendo Switch. There's just a lot of Nintendo stuff today. We have Monster Hunter, a new Monster Hunter game announced, I know, already. Well, it's not new, but I'll jump into it when it's there. And then I want to talk about E3 for a quick second. But before we jump into all of that, I just want to give a big shout out to Audio Boom. I'm not sponsored by them, but I still want to give them a big shout out because I know I have the lowest tier, $10 a month, and it allows me to upload 5 episodes of a podcast a month, and also gives me access to upload to Google Play, iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Spotify, anywhere that can go, a podcast can go. So that's pretty fucking amazing. So, big shout out to them. If you guys ever want to start a podcast, or you just want somewhere to start, obviously there's YouTube that you can upload there. You can upload the audio with like either some stock photo, or you can have like something I do that I've been doing for about a year now, and that is just just have some video games playing. You can download OBS on your computer, record yourself for however long you need, just playing some games. OBS is free. You can get Audacity, it's free as well. You can just start a fucking podcast. You can either start with like your headset for gaming on PC, or if you have a headset for your console, you can plug that in your computer as long as it goes into the microphone jack so you can get the microphone. You don't really need the headphones, but you can do that. Or if it has a combo, as on my old laptop, it has a 2-in-1, like it has both in one thing, just a straight up headset. But yeah, you can start a podcast as simple as that. You can either start on YouTube, or you can go with Audio Boom. And actually, Audio Boom is a really, really good service. I will forever, as long as I'm doing the podcast, I will forever promote them and everything like that. So, it's simple, just $10 a month. If you can do that, you can put down, one day a month. You could just put down that cheeseburger, or that whatever, that one food thing, or that one thing that you do that's costing you $10 a month. Or $10, put down one of those a month, and you can obviously pay for this. So yeah, it's awesome, it's amazing. I love Audio Boom, and that is what I'm going to talk about it. But we're moving on to this week's episode. Like I said, I have 5 things I want to talk about. It is really fucking hot in here, so I'm taking off my jacket. The first thing I want to talk about real quick is just the SNES Classic Edition back in stock in June. This is something that everyone's been wanting to talk about, or been wanting back on the shelves and everything like that. They wanted it back on the shelves. So here it is. It is back on the shelf for, it doesn't say it's a limited time, but it is on there. And it's going to be there for a while. So that's pretty fucking cool that we're getting the SNES Classic Edition back in stock. Just because so many people wanted it. I still want to get, not a SNES, a NES, a Nintendo Entertainment System. Not a SNES, I'm so sorry. The NES, not the SNES. I want to re-clarify, the NES, the Nintendo Entertainment System Classic Edition, is back in stores. Not the SNES, not the Super Nintendo. Just the regular Nintendo. So, that's pretty fucking cool, and that's actually kind of cool to see. Obviously, if you don't want to spend the $80 and you want to go find more of a cheaper route, you can obviously get a Raspberry Pi, everything like that. You can obviously go on Etsy. There's people that print out stuff. There's people that can set up the whole thing for you, maybe for cheaper. Who knows? But you can get the official thing as more of a collector's item, just for something cool. So I find that really fucking cool. But moving on, that is the small thing. Now these next 4 topics are something that I find really, really interesting. We got the Nintendo in general being sued by a maker. They're getting sued. They're being sued by Game Vice. That is the name of the company. At least I'm reading here. Game Vice. They're suing Nintendo because they're saying the Nintendo Switch is something that the Joy-Cons for the Nintendo Switch is something that they created a while ago. It's something that just slides on the sides of your phone or your tablet or whatever, and it's essentially a controller. It's something that, it's not the bulky ass thing that connects on there, or it's not like a Bluetooth wireless controller. It just slides on the side, just like the Joy-Cons. It's cool, yes, but my biggest argument for this, my biggest concern about this is, one, not a lot of people. I'm not going to say. Originally, when I first saw this article, this is an older article from May 6th, so it's kind of an older article. I found this, but I really wanted to talk about this. But my first original thought process of this was, who the fuck does phone gaming? But then after I thought about it and actually talking to a couple of people, there are people that do phone gaming, so this is cool for them. But in reality, not many people are going to buy this product, so I don't really see that big of a deal. Plus, also, this device, these controllers, they're specifically designed for one thing. So you guys are gonna, if people want this, you're gonna crush it in the phone market. The Switch is for console gaming. It's better. It's not gonna lie. It's better gaming than phone gaming. But in reality, if people can't afford the $350 Switch, they're going to buy this for their phone, just for something that's cooler. So it's really interesting to see Nintendo get sued for something as little as this, because in reality, who's really buying this? I mean, not to sound like that guy, like, oh, phone gaming, it doesn't exist. But who's really buying this? It's a small niche market, yes, of people that actually will buy this. But on the everyday, day-to-day basis of people, who's really going to buy this? And then another thing that I read about this is they're also pushing to stop, to block, what's it called? They're trying to block the imports of Nintendo Switches into the U.S. In reality, Nintendo's probably going to be able to fight this and just be like, yo, this is its own market, They'll probably pay the fines and call it a day, because let's be honest, Nintendo is Nintendo. They have tons of money. They can fight this, no problem whatsoever. And so and in reality, if Nintendo really wanted something for this, they probably would have tried to invent this years ago. So who really cares? In full reality, who really cares? Plus, also, I just want to add that Game Vice is a company that has sued other companies for things that they haven't even invented, that they haven't even created and put on the market. So they're kind of just a troll company that's just like, they're there, really. That's the biggest thing. They're just kind of there. Yeah, so that's all I'm going to put my time into this. The next thing I wanted to talk about is Nintendo Switch Online. This article, the last article I got from is from Polygon. This article I'm also getting from Polygon as well. But Nintendo Switch Online, now this is a thing that is happening in September, that you have to pay for Nintendo Online. I get it. You guys want to get in the market and make make money off of this as well, off getting online. I get it. But also at the same time, you guys are making a big mistake, because the people that want the hardcore gaming online, they're going to get a PS4 or an Xbox One. The people that have Nintendo Switches are more for the people that are the casual gamers, or they just want some kind of casual gaming. Yes, there is Splatoon 2, there's Mario Kart 8, and there's ARMS. Those are 3 online games that are a thing that are happening. Those are the 3 only online games that really matter at this moment. Yes, there's probably going to be more with Smash coming out and Pokemon coming out later in the year. Pokemon coming out later in the year. I'll talk about that later. I have a whole thing about that later. And then there's also one more game with if you guys haven't heard by now, Monster Hunter coming out. That's only a total of 5 games, right? No, that's a total of 6 games, right? Mario Kart, Splatoon 2, ARMS, Pokemon, Smash, and Monster Hunter. That's only 6 games that require online. All the other, PlayStation just recently with the PS4, they switched to paying for online. Xbox, you've always had to pay for online. Nintendo, you kind of didn't have to pay online until the Switch. Obviously, yes, the Switch is picking up, but there's only 6 games that you'll want at latest by next year, early next year. You'll only have 6 games that you're gonna need that you don't need online, but having online helps a lot. Especially with Splatoon 2, having online for Splatoon 2 is just kind of necessary. But with this being a thing, it's just kind of like not really a necessary thing in all reality. Yes, there's plenty of games. There's actually a lot of games that do have online, but the only 6 games that matter where people are going to be playing online are 5 main title games plus 1 third-party title, with that being Monster Hunter and Capcom. So, like I said, it's not really that much of a thing where you just you need online. In all reality, you don't need Splatoon 2. You don't need ARMS unless you want those online games. If you just want to not play online, if you don't really want to care about online, you don't need Splatoon 2, and you don't need ARMS. Mario Kart is definitely, you can play casually by yourself, or you can play casually with your friends. Monster Hunter definitely can play offline. Smash, you could play casually with your friends, or just play randomly by yourself, play a couple games. And with Pokemon, you don't need online. The only purpose of online is if you're playing competitively. If you're not playing competitively, then you don't really need online. So yeah, it's not something that I really see necessary for the Switch, where you need online. Maybe to download some games, because there are some, with your Nindies and your, for people that don't know, the Nintendo Indies, or the Nintendo Indie market, with your Nindies, with your, with some of your digitally only games, like Naruto, the Naruto trilogy that came out, some One Piece games, those are only download. There's a couple other games that are only download games, but like I said, you don't need online for the Switch. You don't need to play online for the games. And then another thing that that I want to keep in mind for people that are wanting to know about the Nintendo Switch Online, there's also the Nintendo Switch Online mobile app. What does that do? Well, let me tell you what it does. It's it's an app you download on your phone, Android or iOS, and you need it for in-game voice chat. Yes, there's no way to voice chat in the console itself. It's the only way to voice chat. I mean, again, it makes sense. The console is mostly being played on the go. I mean, it's probably like a 50-50 type of thing, or like a 40-40 with that weird, I would say like a 45-45 with that weird 10% of people that are doing both as a normal thing. Me personally, I take my Switch on the go. I mostly use my Switch on the go. Very rarely do I play it on my TV unless I have friends over. Other than that, I'm playing it for myself in my own time, on the go. So I don't need the mobile online app. Plus, also, I have a computer. I have a phone that I can just call the person, or, Facebook group chats. There's, Discord, there's Skype, there's Curse, there's tons of other ways that you don't need this in-game voice chat. Plus, also, you kind of need it to get into sessions as well. So, in reality, you need the session to get online, so you do that. You're going to need that to invite for sessions, which is kind of stupid. I'm hoping they change that for Monster Hunter, which, man, for Monster Hunter and Pokemon and Smash. I really hope they change that for that, because it's going to be really fucking annoying. And I'll never want to fucking play online if that's the case. I'll only play locally online, which, oh my god. So this mobile app really does just put a hindrance because, from what I've heard, I don't really play my Switch with too many friends, like online. You have to keep your phone open. If your phone locks while you're in a game session, it'll kick you out of the game session. The way to have the voice chat while having your phone open, you kind of need like a splitter where it puts the headphones, or to hear the game and hear the voice chat, you need this like splitter that plugs the game and the phone into this block, and then you have one pair of headphones that go in so you can hear the game and so this is really convoluted, stupid fucking thing. It's really annoying. And then cloud saves are kind of, it's there. Originally they wanted cloud storage. They didn't have it at first. Now they do. So yeah, but it's only when you are online. When you pay for the service. If you don't, then you don't have any cloud backup service, basically. And then they're offering 10 original NES games, Nintendo Entertainment Systems. We're talking NES games. They're offering, one game is available. Switch subscribers will come in unique handsmen over original. Each one will support online multiplayer, including screen let them know pass the controller. So you get 20 games, 20 SNES game or NES. I don't know why I keep doing that. You get 20 NES games for your Switch that are classic. 10 are we only know of 10 at the moment, and that's Ice Climber, The Legend of Zelda, Balloon Fight, Soccer, Tennis, Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers, Dr. Mario, Super Mario Brothers 3, and Donkey Kong. We're getting Mario Bros, the original Mario Bros. So that's annoying. Then you get Super Mario Brothers. That's kind of cool. And then Super Mario 3, that's actually kind of cool. The original Legend of Zelda. Basically, you're getting not so great games. Like, you're getting a couple, like, there's a couple in here where I'm just like, that's pretty fucking cool. Like Legend of Zelda, Super Mario Brothers 3, Donkey Kong. That's pretty fucking, well, not so much Donkey Kong, to be completely honest. But yeah, we're getting 2 games where I'm just like, that's pretty cool. But the cool thing is they are included in your subscription, so that's pretty cool. But so yeah, and you don't get to keep the games forever. As long as you pay for your online for Nintendo, then you will have access to the games. As soon as you're done with your with your subscription, you can't play these games anymore. But you can download them and play them offline. Cool. But if you want to know when it's going to, or how much it's going to cost you. Here's the thing. It's a 12 months subscription for $20. So basically a year for $20. $4 or $3.99 for a month, or 3 months for $7.99. So $4 for a month, $8 for 3 months, or $20 for an entire year. I mean, in my personal opinion, just pay for the year. Just pay your $20. $20 is honestly not that bad. There's also a family program, which you can have up to 7 people on one account for $34.99. So $34, or for $35. And it's a $12 membership, or so that's pretty legit, because you get it's about $5 per person if you're doing the max 7 people. So that's not bad at all. But I feel like that's only worth it if you're doing if you're doing 3 or more people. If you have 2 kids, then, and they're the only ones going to be using the Switch online, then you might as well just pay for 2 separate ones. It's still cheaper. Basically, if you're doing 2 people, you might as well do this. That's actually not that bad, because that's only, you save $5 if you're doing 2 people. If you're doing 3 people, even more than one person, you're saving money. Not a lot if you're only doing 2 people, but it's still, you're saving something. So that's pretty good. So it's not that bad. So yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty fucking cool. And when is this happening? Well, no one fucking knows when it's happening. They just say in September. No release date or anything like that. So just in September, which really sucks, because if it's like September 1st, or a week after September starts, or like the first Monday in September, which would be the The first Monday in September would be September 3rd, which honestly would make a lot of sense if it's like the first Monday in September. Then you're playing Monster Hunter for not that long. Then, because I'll get into that in a second. You're playing Monster Hunter for less than a week online for free. Moving on to the next thing I want to talk about is if you get, well, no, actually, I'm going to save that for last. We're going to talk about E3. Now, E3 is in a little bit under a month, a little bit over a month. Well, when this episode goes out, it'll be a little bit under a month, about a month, when E3 is happening, which is fucking amazing. I'm excited for E3. Mostly, I'm excited for Nintendo, just because this year for Nintendo, I've just become a big Nintendo fan this year. Like, I was always a Nintendo fan, but since I bought a Switch, just everything has been killing it. So I'm excited for Nintendo this year. Just owning a Switch, because when I first bought the Switch last year, I was more financially interested in what Nintendo has to offer for for what they have to offer for the Switch. But this year, I'm more excited because we actually have a lot more games to play. Like, honestly, I have a ton of physical games because I've been wanting to buy nothing but physical games, because there's not a lot of storage space on the Switch itself. Only 8 gigs. That's not even that much. I filled it up no problem. Plus, you can only go up to 128 gig SD cards, or micro SD cards, so still, that's not even a lot. That's really fucking sucks right there. So with that being said, I've been trying to buy nothing but physical. I still ended up buying, some digital games, which really sucks, because it takes up a lot of space. It just takes up a lot of space. But I have a lot of games now. I have probably over 20 games. If not over 20, then 20. Anywhere, I don't know exactly how many I have, but I have about 20 games now. So that's actually a pretty decent collection of games, and that's only like games that I was interested in. There's Nindies, there's other official Nintendo games that I just don't own yet, just because I haven't gotten around to it, or the game just doesn't interest me. So yeah, that's amazing. Just alone, that's amazing. And there's still some other games that are still being released, that are coming out, that are just amazing. Just overall, that's just amazing to talk about. So with that being said, I'm excited because this year, or last E3, like I said, I was more financially watching E3 for Nintendo. This year, I'm watching the Nintendo E3 to be like, yes, what do you have to offer? What can you give me for my Switch to play? So that's why I'm really, really excited for E3 this year, because I really want to know, because there's a lot of talk. They've brought up a lot of games that need to be talked about, or they at least need to say some type of stuff about. Yes, they have Mario Aces, that's probably their next big Mario title that's coming out. It's one of the side sports games or whatever, but with Mario Aces coming out for the Switch, that is probably going to be their big game that they're going to be trying to promote a lot about, just because it's Mario. That's their child right there, Mario. They're probably going to talk about Smash, because they're actually having a Smash tournament for the new Smash Switch game, which that's pretty fucking cool. Like, I love how Nintendo does that type of things, because that's what they did with Splatoon 2 last year to show off their game. They're just like, why don't we just show some of the top people playing our new game that's coming out has so much hype behind it. So that's what they're doing with Smash. They just have 8 of the top Smash people playing a Smash tournament right now. They did with Pokken last year as well. They had, I think it was 8. I'm pretty sure it was 8. The top 8 people playing Pokken playing on their stage. So that's pretty fucking amazing that they're doing Smash this year as well. I'm also really curious to see what else they're going to do for E3. And the other big elephant in the room that needs to be talked about at E3 this year, I personally think, from a company standpoint, they need to talk about Pokemon. They need to talk about the new Pokemon. They need to show us something. Let it be a trailer with a month that they're a rough estimate month that they're going to want to release it, or they just need to flat out give us a date. Even if I'm to be completely honest, I would want it this year. Me personally, I just want it this year so I can play it, just so I can play the new Pokemon game, because I'm basically already done and just tired of playing Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, just because it's on the 3DS. It literally is kind of the only game that I really play on my Switch or my 3DS still. There's one other game that I'm playing on there as well. I'll get to that after we're done talking about E3. But from a business standpoint, they need to at least give us a rough estimate month that they're going to release it, or just flat out just give us a date. I would prefer it to come out this year, but if it comes out early next year, or if they want to push it back 6 months and have it come out next summer, or just a later date next year, I'm totally okay with that, because that shows that they're trying to put some effort into it. Because here's the thing, if they put it out this year, that honestly leaves me as just a hardcore gamer and as someone who prefers polished games and just well thought out games and well put together and just really done well games. If they push it out this year, or if they get it out this year, that just means that they are trying to get the game out, or they had plenty of time, because if you do the math, and at the most time they've had access to the Switch hardware is roughly 6 months before the Switch or they announced a date for the Switch, or the Switch comes out. Roughly 6 months before the Switch came out, and that's at a rough guesstimate of a time frame that had access to it, when they could at least start working on something, or at least they started storyboarding it and everything like that prior to it, because the Switch was announced, obviously. So, people were like, oh, the new Nintendo, the Nintendo NX, because Pokemon obviously just bought Game Freak and was like, you guys work for us now. You guys make amazing games. Or you make an amazing game for our company. So we're just going to buy you guys and have you guys make Game Freak games for us, or make our Pokemon games. So that's cool. I'm glad Game Freak basically works for Nintendo. But like I said, they probably at best they could have for actually designing the game and making the game, they probably had about 2 or 6 months prior to it. So by the time the game came, or by the time we just hit our 1 year of owning the game, they've had a year and a half to work on the game, actually work on it and create the game. There's a possible chance they had the storyboard and they were writing story and everything like that, and creating the lore and the ideas for the game prior to that, just because they're like, well, the Switch is going to come out soon. We're going to have to make a Pokemon game for it if it's going to be a handheld, or maybe they got word that it was going to be a handheld console, or something like that, of that nature. So if it came out this year, it would be, I'd have to say about 2 years. But because if it comes out in November, 6 months prior to March, February, January, December, October, November, October. I just fucked everything up. February, January, December, November, October, September. So September of this year will be 2 years working, if they had access to it, 6 months prior to the Switch being released. That's about 2 years to develop the game. Sometime, I think, what was it? I don't know exactly how long it takes to develop the games, or the newer Pokemon games, but you also have to think about it. This is also way better hardware than the 3DS, so they could put a lot more work and make the game a lot more detailed. And since it's a main core title of Pokemon, it has to has to function like a Pokemon game. It has to look nice like a Pokemon game. So, like I said, if they want to wait till next year to release Pokemon, I'm totally fine with that. at least give us a rough idea. Say, if you want to say 2019, or if you want to say March of 2019, that's 2 years of the Switch being out. Totally fine with that. Let us, like, take your time, make the game, but still give us something. Give us something to look at, to be like, oh my god, I want to be more hyped. Because the longer you take to make the game without showing us anything, the less hype gets around it, and the less, the less people care about the game that you're going to put out. So, show us something, give us something, a teaser, a date, something to go off of, to say, is this game going to be worth it? Is it going to be a good Pokemon game? I mean, obviously, for the competitive scene, they're going to have no choice but to play it. And that's another thing you have to take into effect. The competitive scene. Like, will the new Switch game kill the competitive scene for Pokemon? That's another thing you have to take into account. So that's, like I said, we need something that is one of the main titles that they need to talk about at E3 is Pokemon, as well as Smash. They need to offer us something for Smash as well, an official gameplay trailer, something. I mean, like, yeah, they're going to give us that tournament to give us something to look at, to see, like, the top pro players play this game. So that's something. That's more than what they've offered us for Pokemon, honestly. Most of the time, E3 is when they've offered us Pokemon-related stuff. So that's where they hinted at Sun and Moon. That's where they hinted at Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. So that's pretty fucking cool. That makes me really fucking happy, and hopefully they continue the trend to give us something. At least give us a title of the game to bring back up the hype. Usually Nintendo is really good at that. I trust them. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt, but if we don't see anything by, like, September or October, I'm literally going to lose interest in the game until I see physically something, and I'm just going to say this game's not going to be ready. Like, if we don't see something, if we don't see anything in E3, or we get a Nintendo Direct by like September, then the game more than likely will not come out this year. Another game that I want to see this year at E3 is Metroid Prime 4. They talked about it. They gave us a small. They said, hey. They literally showed us the title, and it said Metroid Prime 4 at E3 last year. So, I'm sorry, it's been a year now. Give us something. Again, give us something to go off. I want to see the game amazing, but I want to see a trailer. I want to see gameplay. I want to see a date. I want to see something. Give me a title, like an official title for the game. Give me something. That's another game. That's something, because the small Metroid fan base is, like, it's small, but they are passionate in their games. I love the Metroid games. I loved Metroid Samus Return for the 3DS. So I want to see something. Give me something. Again, I want to see something. With Pokemon, with Smash, with Metroid Prime. I could give a shit, honestly, about Mario Tennis Aces. Like, some people, they're going to play it. They're going to love it. I won't give a shit. If anything, I buy it on a whim because I'm having, like, a small get-together at my house. But at the same time, I have other games that my friends will like. So, yeah, I want to see something. Those are, like I said, those are the three big titles I want to see Nintendo talk about. Pokemon, Smash, and Metroid Prime 4. Anything else they offer us, honestly, will just be a treat. It'll just honestly be a treat. So this year I'm more excited for it than looking at it from a development or an early adopter to the Switch. Because I bought my Switch a month after it came out. So again, I got lucky buying that. So yeah, and just shut up and stop talking about E3 and talk about the biggest thing that I'm saving, that I saved for the last, and is also the title of the episode. Or at least it's somewhere in the title. I'm pretty sure it'll be. I don't know the title of the episode yet. But I'm pretty sure I'm gonna put Monster Hunter somewhere, because Monster Hunter is just blown up. Like, for the Monster Hunter fans, for the hardcore Monster Hunter fans, this is just amazing. Oh, if you guys don't already know, Monster Hunter Double Cross, or as it is now, Generation Ultimate, is coming to the Switch this year, August 28th. I'm fucking excited, because literally, I think I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this in a previous episode of the podcast. But Pokemon, Smash, and Monster Hunter. Those are the three main games that I played on my 3DS. And they put Monster Hunter on my Xbox, so that was one less game I wanted to play on my 3DS. Okay, cool. Now it's, we're getting Smash for the Switch, which that's happening this year. Pokemon's happening for the Switch. We don't know when that's happening, but it's happening. We're getting it for the Switch. And now we're getting Monster Hunter for the Switch. Literally, the Switch is going to be my main console. It literally will be my main console that I need, because it's an updated version of the Generations for the 3DS, which Generation, in my opinion, was an amazing Monster Hunter game. It was probably one of the best Monster Hunter games that came out with the old Monster Hunter mechanics. Don't get me wrong, World is a beautiful game, and it's an amazing game, but I'm not going to lie, like, my gripes about the game is what made the 3DS versions amazing. So, the fact that we're getting an updated version, just more monsters, more maps for Monster Hunter Generations for the Switch version is just fucking amazing. I played the demo because, if you guys don't know, the Nintendo Switch is not region locked, which means I can go out and buy the Monster Hunter Double Cross for Japan and play it on my Switch right now. But I'm not, because I don't fucking know Japanese. And I'm glad I waited. Like I said, I waited 6 months. And what is happening? Because when the Double Cross come out, I'm actually going to look this up right now. Monster Hunter XX release date. It came out August 25th. Oh wow, that's fucking hilarious. That is hilarious as shit. It's coming out literally a year and 3 days later, or after Double. That's fucking. That's awesome. That's just amazing. But yeah, it came out August 25th of last year. So, and I played. I waited. It's coming out a year later. I waited 6 months, and I got my announcement. Hell yeah! I'm so glad I waited, because I just played World until then. But now I'm getting Monster Hunter, the original core mechanics of Monster Hunter, what made me fall in love with Monster Hunter. I'm getting it on the Switch, this amazing console that I think everybody needs to buy. Now that this is a thing, literally, oh my god, like, nobody knows. I woke up, and I have a group chat with my friends and the team. Someone put it in there, or James, he put it in the group chat. I saw it, and I was just like, what? And then my buddy, he tagged me in it on Facebook, and I was like, what? So this is, oh my god, yes. It's amazing. It is amazing. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited. It made me so happy, because I can play Monster Hunter it's still going to be the Generation graphics, just on, 720p, roughly, 720p graphics, or Monster Hunter graphics of the original, stuff like that. Like, either way, like I said, I'm getting Monster Hunter on the Switch. The world is getting Monster Hunter on the Switch. In America. That is amazing. And it's Generation Ultimate, like I said. You can transfer over your Generation file to the Switch version, and then also you can play your Generation, Monster Hunter Generation, on the 3DS. So if your friends don't have a Switch, but they loved Monster Hunter and they want to play Monster Hunter with you on the go, they can play their Generation on the Switch, or their Generation version with the 3DS version. So that's pretty fucking amazing. It makes me so happy. Oh my god, guys, let's talk about Monster Hunter for a quick second. Everyone who's actually listens to the podcast knows I'm a big Monster Hunter fan. Like, fuck, it is. Halo used to be my favorite franchise, my favorite, series of games. I feel like Monster Hunter definitely has taken that spot for me. For favorite franchise games, well, I'd say Zelda. It's Zelda and Monster. They're like neck and neck. They're like tied for like favorite games, because I love Zelda. Zelda's amazing. Breath of the Wild, amazing. It got Game of the Year. Breath of the Wild got Game of the Year last year. It's fucking amazing. So that's just amazing. That's amazing. So, like, the Monster Hunter is just an amazing multiplayer game with your friends. You're get together with your friends, you beat the shit out of big ass monsters, you call it a day. Granted, we can't get the Monster Hunter area switching like World because, again, it's not, the console is not as powerful as a PS4 and an Xbox One. So we can't get that, but we can still get it's such an amazing looking game. Like, I played it, like I said, I played the demo for Double Cross on the Switch when it came out. Like, I played the Japanese Double Cross demo for the Switch when it came out, and it felt right. It felt normal. It looked amazing. It just, like, it bumped up the graphic quality of Generations. It looked amazing. Like, I'm literally going to download the demo again just so I can get, like, I'm probably going to download the demo if we don't get a demo for the Switch version of Generation Ultimate. If we don't get a demo, I'm probably going to download the Japanese demo just to get a feel for the controls again on the Switch. Just so when Generation Ultimate comes out, I'm going to be like, this is right, this is normal. And I've been going to be playing a lot of Generation, just so I can swap over and start Generation Ultimate with amazing gear. Because I want to, because I love Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter is such an amazing game. It's such an amazing title. I literally urge everyone to give it a try. It's not for everyone, because not everyone wants to just run around and beat the shit out of big-ass monsters with a big-ass weapon, or a small-ass weapon, because some weapons are small. Not everyone wants to do that. Not everyone wants to just beat the shit out of it. So yeah, yep. But yes, this is awesome. This is awesome. But yeah, guys, that is it for this week's episode. And next week's episode, we're going to go back to normal. So hopefully we're going to go back to normal schedule, and I'm going to jump back. I'm going to be doing the podcast again. I took a small vacation. I didn't really tell anybody that I was just doing it. I just took a break. I recorded, but I didn't edit anything. So maybe if it runs into it where I just need a quick episode to go up because of random reasons, just the last couple weeks have just been really busy for me, so that's why I didn't post any episodes of the Voidcast. But I got time this week. I have plenty of things that I can actually do the podcast now. So, like I said, guys, this episode, I'm sorry that I did not post anything. I'm sorry that it took this long for you guys to get an episode. It took, I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks, honestly. You guys didn't get an episode, but you got an episode this week. You'll be getting episodes. Hopefully we'll be back on the regular schedule for weekly episodes. And to end on this week's episode with the game of the week, because that is something that I do at the end of every episode that I've been doing for the last when I was doing it on like my regular schedule. I'd always end up every episode with a game of the week. And this week's game of the week is not Monster Hunter. Next week it'll be Monster Hunter Generation. But it's Naruto, the Ultimate Storm Ninja trilogy. It was recently brought out to the Switch on August 26th. The trilogy for the first 3 games for the Naruto Ultimate Storm Ninja, whatever, the Ultimate Ninja Storms. That's what it is. Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 1, Naruto Shippuden Ninja Storm 2 and 3. They're ported over to the Switch for the trilogy, and I'm having a blast. In my personal opinion, the first one, if you want to play it like I did because I never played it, you're in for a time. It is a grind fest and a half. But the other 2, I played them a long time ago. I played them a long time ago when they did come out, and I hope they port over Ultimate Ninja Storm 4, because that game is the best Naruto game that's ever come out. The best one. Even if I have to repay for the DLC, I fucking will. Because that game was so amazing. I'd love to play through it again. And if they put it out on the Switch, I'll definitely buy it. I don't give a shit. I'll buy the DLC if it doesn't come with it. But yeah, so it's an amazing game, guys. Definitely, I push everyone to fucking play it. It's beautiful. It's amazing. I love it. But yeah, that's the game of the week, is the Ultimate Ninja Storm trilogy. So check it out. Pick it up for the Switch. If you haven't played the games at all, or you're just looking for a fun game, or a game to last you a good while, because you get 3 games in one for the price of $40, or you can buy each one individually for $20. It's digital only, which is the shitty part for Switch. But yeah, just do that. But thank you guys so much for watching and or listening to this week's episode of the Voidcast. If you like what you're listening to, go ahead and follow me on Twitter. You could tweet at me and everything like that. Next week, we're going to go back to normal schedule. We're going to go back to the regular, format of the show. This week, I wanted to catch up on some stuff. I wanted to talk about some things that I've been wanting to talk about, and everything like that. But like I said, if you like what you're listening to, if you're listening to this on YouTube, then I upload to YouTube every week or every Thursday at noon Central Time. If you're listening to this on Audio Boom, iTunes, or Google Play, I upload every Wednesday at noon Central Time. And at the end of every month, specifically for my Audio Boom, Google Play, and iTunes listeners, they get a special end of the month episode. And it'll always be posted on the last day at noon Central Time. So stay tuned for that. If you guys, like I said, if you like what you're listening to, follow me on Twitter. You can tweet at me. You can tell me how you like the episode. You can tell me you listen to it. You can tell me it's a garbage show and I should stop what I'm doing. You can tweet at me about your day, because every episode I also do how is your week. You can tell me about your week. You can tell me about your day. You can tell me about your night. I don't really care. Just tell me how you like the show. Let me know. In the comments below on YouTube, rate it up, let me know. Just talk to me, guys. Tell me how you like the show. But thank you guys, and have a wonderful, beautiful night, day, thing, or whatever.